Rising geopolitical tensions from Europe to the Middle East are bringing defense and security to the fore, including at the Singapore Airshow happening this week. CNA's Roland Lim was at the event, keeping track of the action and major agreements being signed. And he spoke with Blair, a vice president and regional executive of Asia and India for Lockheed Martin, and discussed several topics, including the way the defense firm works with government agencies and military branches.
You know, it's interesting. The way we collaborate, of course, we work with our U.S. government partner. And as the U.S. government engages in strategic, defense and security relationships, we're working to and seek to come underneath that government-to-government framework so that we're delivering the solutions and the capabilities that can make that strategic cooperation and really strategic deterrent capability possible. So examples, we work, we work in India as an example with a partner to deliver a capability. We work in Indonesia with a platform provider that's the prime, and we can be the supplier of a solution, a helicopter in that case. Here in Singapore, we work with the science and technology side. Where can we start to co-develop and co-produce solutions? We've been doing that for decades, 7 decades in Japan, and also for many decades in Korea. We work with the very large and medium and small enterprises to co-develop, co-produce platforms, and that gives you a level of resiliency in the region, both for delivering capability, but then also sustaining that where you really need it. And then lastly, I would say, we work with startups, right? So you look at the startup ecosystem and how it's rapidly expanded, really across the globe, but in particular this region. So as part of our 21st century security solution, we want to work with startups that are going to advance those capabilities and even disrupt our own capabilities so that we can integrate them as part of the solution.
Speaking of India, it's growing into a significant economic powerhouse these days.
Absolutely.
Has that also translated into its national defense spending budget?
Yes, absolutely. You know, we've been in India for over 5-6 decades now. We have several partners where we talk about Make in India. We were making in India before Make in India became that tagline. So we're proud to be a part of that, the evolution and the growth of the aerospace and defense ecosystem in India. But it's really driven by their requirements, their budget. And you know what's really, I think, impressive is they're translating that to real capability. So we recently won a deal a few years ago on the MH-60 Romeo anti-submarine warfare helicopter capability. And with that brings an industrial cooperation and requirement. And so it's a great example building on what we did previously with the C-130J and what we can do in the future for their multi-role fighter aircraft requirement. So India has both a policy and a budget, but now I think a sense of urgency to advance infrastructure, but also advance the defense and security posture, and very much a requirement to do that with Indian partners.